mag-interview din mo ma'am sa imo about experience din mo sa imong job interview
Okay.
bitaw ma'am. First ma'am can you introduce yourself po?
Okay. Hi, good morning. I'm Karina Mariti Cagande, and currently I'm 31 years old and connected here in CMU, specifically in the Office Administration Department. And I'm part of the teaching staff of the university.
My first question ma'am is how would you prepare for the interview question po atong sa imong interview?
I have three experiences, different jobs for the interview. Siguro ano na lang. Commonly, what do I do whenever there is an interview? First, yung ginagawa ko is to learn more about the company. My experience, specifically, especially here in CMU, was that I researched or familiarized, memorized perhaps, the mission vision of the university. Kasi I had an experience applying for the non-teaching staff here in the university. So somehow, yes, I've researched about what do the school do or this organization to its customers, to its stakeholders. Kasi basically, if you're going to go to an interview, you need to make sure on what are the vision and mission of the company, what are their what do they do, kasi there might be questions on what would be your or what can you offer to the company. Somehow that you need to make your position that you really be an asset in the company. So you need to learn about all of these things. You need to somehow research. You cannot go to an interview without knowing what does the company do. Kasi you will going to be lost if you're going to be asked why can you be an asset to our company? Kasi you cannot answer that question without knowing what does they do themselves. Ayun, that's the very thing that I do, and somehow I try to parang research mga possible questions for the job interview para somehow I can be prepared with few questions and also to have my own answers. Kasi 'di ba, although nothing is really of perfection, but if you're going to prepare somehow, you cannot be empty-handed and somehow you can answer some questions in the interview. So ayun, research, prepare, study.
So, kung mag-interview, what should I wear for a job interview? So, proper suit and dress.
I think it's basic that if you're going to go to an interview, you really need to make an impression, a very good impression, that kind of impression that just by looking at you, the interviewer would say, okay, you're the best fit in this company, in this position. So by doing that kind of impression, I mean, you cannot have that kind of impression if you're going to an interview, no, imong sanina kay naka-tatter jeans lang ka, naka-t-shirt lang ka, di ba? So you need to make to somehow be on your best outfit para dapat giving gini yung mga outfit if you're going to go to an interview. You know, I mean, dili mo siya dapat i-out ka na, i-overdo. But siguro you need to wear formal attire somehow. Kung mag-lisod yung pangita, I think blazer would make it more formal. So, ayun, you need to be formal kasi you're making a statement that yung itsura pala na ako, ma'am, I can be a good asset to your company. Kasi that kind of impression would somehow give the interviewer that anong tawag na to, that you can also serve or can be a good anong tawag nito, parang yung itsura mo, yung presentation mo sa sarili mo can be a good addition, or the clients and customers also would also have a good impression towards the company kasi ganyan ka as an employee. Kasi you'll be part of the company if ever you will be accepted in the company. So, yun. Kasi they don't want to accept people na they will know na makadaot sa reputation sa company. So like, you need to really be on your best outfit. So it's very important.
So kanang sa pag job interview mo gid man kana kay mga kay mga kahadlok ba may nana. So how do I overcome that fear po?
I think it's the preparation. The preparation is the key talaga. You really need to, as what I mentioned a while ago, you need to prepare, you need to research, not just on about the company, but research on the possible questions. I believe that most of the questions are already have been parang balik-balik na. Ganun, it's very common na mga questions in every job interview. So everything is available online. So you need to make use out of that. So you need to research, prepare mga I think the internet would not just give you the possible questions but would also give you the possible answers. At least man lang, if you're going to prepare, you can personalize your own answers. And if you're going to prepare kasi, it would lessen that fear that you have there. Kasi mas matatakot ka talaga if you're going to an interview unprepared. So yun, preparation is the key para malasin yung fear and somehow to give you more confidence. So study, like you can research the possible questions. But if you're going to do that, you also need to be reminded na dapat on how you're going to answer it. Kaya naka-prepare na ka na your research and then you try to answer it on your own. But you need to make sure na dili pud siya marang kitang word for word di kay nga pag-memorize nga pag if you're going to be asked kay feeling yung pag nakay malimtan nga word kay more na lang kag mahad. But at least you need to make it as a guide and to somehow familiarize lang naman your answers kay para at least na nakay-idea that one. Para nakay-idea on what you're going to talk about. But just kana make it more doing parang normal conversations with the interviewer. Dili ka dapat magpahalata. Or fake it until you make it gina siya if you're going to go to an interview. Dapat dili gid siya ingon nga kanang may ilhan bitaw nila nga hadlok kay ka. So kana siya.
O cloud sakad.
Yeah, you need to pray for that yung makaya yun siya. And then, aside from that dressed up, you need to do your makeup. Kaya para at least, kung makulbaan man gani ka, dili na kay kaluspad tanawon. So, kana siya. Pag makita mo ganun, yung mamagong now, like, if makita nila or hadlok kay ka, mas masamot mo yung fear. Kaya at times, some of the interviewers would point that out. Nga ka na, okay na ka, kami na, so mas makulbaan ka nga lang, klaro di kaya. So, ano siya. Take it until you make it, so you need to practice.
So, kuan ma'am, kato nga ma'am, unsay pinakalisod nimo nga nakuan na question ug unsa nimo siya pagtuba?
Pinakalisod na question. Pinakalisod na question. I think it's the hardest question. Hardest. I think, sige na lang, during my interview, when I was applying for this job, the teaching, I was not, the one that I prepared for kasi was the demo teaching. So, yung sinabi sa amin was to prepare for demo teaching. And I was not so prepared with the Q&A na part. So, I think that can be somehow hardest. Hindi siya hardest. So far siguro. Kasi, as I mentioned, di ba kailangan na prepare. And that time, I did not prepare for those kind of Q&A. So, the question I think was like, parang more into the classroom management. So I think that was hardest for me because I was caught off guard of this kind of questions, and like I just answered it with what I feel na parang ano yung ginagawa ng mga teachers ko dati, and what I think was like anong tawag na to, parang mga best practices ng mga teachers ko or effective na ginawa nila when I was still also a student. But I think why it was hardest because nakulangan ako sa answer ko. Kasi again, I was not prepared with those questions. Yun lang.
Pili mo mo kay hatag kung ta ka if
Yeah. Kaya kung kabalo ko nga na dahil mga inato, so I think dapat nagban ko
Naslay
ka
dito.
mga chadda jud kayo.
Slayable.
Yeah, kanang mga pang essay gipit nga types ana gid siya.
Okay, that's all. Thank
That's
you.
all. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. ma'am.
You're welcome.
Sharing your experience.
So, the things that I have learned or reflected on our interview with Ma'am Corina is that to be prepared in a job interview, you must do research or know the mission and vision of the company you're applying for. Also, knowing the mission and vision or the background of the company you're applying for is very essential for you or for an interviewee to overcome his or her fear. Because if you know the background, you can easily prompt and answer on the interviewer's question because you have the knowledge on how specific the company really is. And also, attending to a job interview, you must wear proper or casual attire that with a light makeup to complement your overall impression, because first impression is very important in a job interview because it is how you present yourself. Overall, our interview with Ma'am Corina point out that it is really important to do research to know your hiring company because that is the key for you to answer the interviewer's question well. That's all. Thank you.
From our interview with Ma'am Corina, I learned that preparation is the key. Doing research is good before you go an interview. Search for some possible question that paminaw na mo nga mo na siya question about sa imong job because some of question daw sa interview is nara sa Google. Practicing answering the question that you search is very helpful, and then by wearing the attire before you go in an interview, you must be wear proper attire because your impression is have a positive for them that they can say nga, okay, this person is maybe can qualified the job because nagtarong magkaog sa nina, then di lang jud daw kailangan nimo overdo na jud niya pakita na jud nimo nga blazer is okay na maano nga magsuot lang kag proper na attire, and then by sa about sa fear, na jud prepare lang jud ka para dili ka mahadlok, dapat ready ka, then sa dapat presentable ka nga pagkatao, makita nila nga sa pagsulod pa lang nimo nga kuan ka, qualified ka. Then you must wear simple makeup para dili po daw halata nga nakulbaan ka nga, nakulbaan na gali daw ka nga luspad pa jud ka, wala na kay ila man jud na iingon sa imo nga okay ra ka gang mana akong na-learn, ma'am.